meeting on October 3rd, 2022 at the Health Licensing Office in Salem, Oregon by telephone conference call. I will now call roll. Myself here. Amber Stark.
Here.
Tracy.
Here.
Hen.
Here.
Harold.
Present.
Kevin.
Kevin's not going to make
is
it.
Kevin available?
No.
And Chelsea Wescott.
Here.
Members, when you wish to speak, please state your last name for the record. Board members are asked to not use the chat feature during meetings. Public members wishing to speak must first sign in on the roster sheet available. For public members calling in on the public phone line, please email April Fleming at april.fleming@dhsoha.state.or.us. And please provide your first and last name. Public and interested parties feedback may be heard during the public interested parties feedback period if indicated on the agenda. Everyone is asked to use appropriate language, manners, and protocols when conducting board business. This meeting is called to order. And it looks like we have an introduction, but maybe not.
We do.
Awesome.
Chelsea.
Is it going to be kept? Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Chelsea, would you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So hi everyone. I'm Chelsea Wescott. I have been a hairstylist for 20 years now. Born and raised in Portland, and I'm the school director for Aveda Institute Portland. And I've been with them for about 12 years now.
Very good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Michelle, you want to call roll for the board and just have everybody on the board introduce themselves real quick to Chelsea, please?
Yes, absolutely. I'll start with myself. My name is Michelle Strobel, and I am an advanced esthetician down here in Eugene, Oregon. And I have a business and a school, and I've been in the industry 37 years. And let's go to Amber next.
Hi, my name is Amber Starks. I'm a natural hairstylist. I have a salon in downtown Portland and have been doing that for about 10 years now, and am finishing up my second term on the board, but we'll hang around until they find a replacement. And yeah, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Tracy.
Hi, Chelsea. Chelsea and I know each other already. I had the pleasure of working with her for a while. I'm the director of operations here at Sun Salon Academy. I'm coming up on next year will be my end of my first term here. And when I saw your name on the list, I was really excited that you were here, and we have, more school voice. So welcome.
Yay. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. And Hen?
Hi, my name is Hien Nguyen. I'm a nail technician and esthetician since 2017, and I'm also a nail educator of Portland Beauty School. This is my first term in the board, and this is the last year of my first term as well. And I'm really glad and really honored to be in the board because I can learn a lot of things and I can have a chance to share my opinions in the board. And it's nice to have you in the board as well.
Thank you, Hen. That was very sweet. Yeah. Okay, and Harold?
Everyone, and hi, Chelsea. Welcome to the team. Good to see you. I'm term 2023. I plan on staying on for a second term, hopefully, if the team will have me, if the board will have me. And I own a couple of salons, and yeah, I'm excited to have you, and I enjoy the board because it really educates me about what's going on in our industry. So thank you, and we welcome you and look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
And Kevin is not with us, so moving on, we are going to need the approval of the agenda, a motion.
Michelle, this is Bob.
Yes.
Michelle. So if you don't mind, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce myself to Chelsea and then have some key folks here at HLO, or at least acknowledge them, if you don't mind.
Great idea. Great
Okay.
idea.
So good morning, Chelsea. My name is Bob Bothwell. I'm the interim director here at Health Licensing, and I've been with the office just about 11 years and come from 20 years of law enforcement prior to this. Tina Russell.
Good morning, Chelsea. My name is Tina Russell. I've been here 26 years. I'm in various different positions here and currently as a licensing manager. So if you need any help at any time for questions on schools or whatever, I'm here and available. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Trampus.
Hello, I'm Chairperson. I'm the interim regulatory manager. I've been with the agency since about 2008, so I'm over on the regulatory side. So if anything comes up, here I am.
And Sammy Patnode, who's the board specialist for this board, is unavailable today, and but she'll get to meet you some other time and get you through your orientation as well.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Apologize that she wasn't here available to be here today.
That's okay.
Okay, Michelle.
Yes. So we are going to move on and have an approval of the agenda. So we need a motion and a second, and I can't do either of those.
Michelle,
This is
Bob.
Amber.
Hold on, Amber, please. Michelle, this is Bob again. So I need to make a couple of amendments to the agenda since Sammy is unavailable today.
Okay.
They were pretty big parts. So we're going to take item 4, executive session, off. Items for board action with regards to the Rules Advisory Committee. And that was number 5. And then down in number 6, the last bullet, the policy report. We're gonna need to remove that. And it's all 3 of them because they're all tied together.
Okay.
So now
Do we need a motion to remove those, or are we good to go?
we need a motion to accept the agenda with the amended agenda, the items that were discussed removed.
This is Amber. I make a motion to approve the agenda with the amendments of like removing all the things that Bob listed.
That's why that works.
This is Tracy. I second.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion that has been made, and I will call roll. So myself, I, Amber Starks,
Aye.
Tracy,
Aye.
Ken,
Aye.
Harold,
Aye.
and Chelsea.
Aye.
Awesome. So we have a motion, or we have an approval of the agenda, and then the next is did everyone get to look at the dates for 2023?
Yes.
Yes.
This is Bob. If I may read those dates, or Michelle, you're certainly welcome to read the dates for the public that cannot see, that might be on the phone.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so the board, we're going to approve the 2023 meeting times and the dates. And those are all at 10 a.m. January 23rd, May 15th, and October 2nd. So I need a motion and a second to
This
approve
is
those.
Amber. I make a motion to approve the dates for 2023.
This is Harold. I second them.
Awesome. So a motion's been made, and I'll call the roll. Michelle, aye. Amber,
Aye.
Tracy,
Aye.
Ken,
Aye.
Harold, Harold,
Aye.
and
You hear
Chelsea.
me? Okay.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, now everybody gets to speak up because the next item on the agenda is the approval of the 2023 chairperson. And so I see my name is up. The only problem with that is my husband is trying to move us in 2023. So I don't know if we should decide now, because I'm more than happy to finish out 2022, but I know that 2023, I am not going to be available for all of those meetings.
So
Is
this
there
is
any
Bob.
interested?
Yeah, this is Bob. Sorry, I'm not interested, but two things. Michelle, you probably need to get your husband to wait. You're not done with us yet.
Right.
And if you can't do it, if you're not going to do that, so just so everybody knows before they make any decisions. So we've got Tracy that is on the board. Her first term expires in October of 23, and you can reappoint. Hyen, hers expires 12/31 of this year, and she can reappoint. This is her first term. Amber is gracious enough to continue serving until she's replaced. So she probably will not be eligible, or she's not eligible. Chelsea, she's new to the board, and she's her first term expires June 29 of 2026. And Harold, his first term expires April 24, 2023, and he too can reappoint. So if everybody's had an opportunity to review the background and the issue with regards to being a board member or chairperson, probably the floor is open for nominations.
Is anybody interested in taking Michelle's place? This is Tracy.
I think you'd be great, Tracy.
I would love the opportunity.
Awesome.
This
I
is
would
Amber,
second
then
that.
Amber, I think you were saying something.
Yes, I said we should nominate her then.
Okay.
Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome.
So it sounds like we have a first and a second for the chair.
Awesome.
Is there any more discussion?
Yes, let's have a discussion. And discussion, there is none. So let's make there's been a motion, so I will call roll. So, or wait, somebody can nominate. Is that what we need to do?
Yeah, I was going to ask if anybody else wanted to before we just assume nobody else wanted to. This is
Thank you, Amber.
by the way.
So it sounded like there was a nomination for Tracy, and then we had a second. So if there's no additional discussion, we can call roll.
Awesome. I will call roll then, Michelle, myself. Yay. Yes. So excited for you, Tracy. And
Thank you.
Amber
Yes, absolutely.
and Tracy.
Yes. Yay.
And Hein,
Yes.
and Harold,
Aye.
and then Chelsea.
Yes, aye. Whichever goes there.
That's awesome. So then you can take over in 2023. Does that sound good?
That's
To you,
awesome. Thank you
Tracy?
so much. Yes, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Of course.
All right, so now moving on.
Available after the tone, please record your message. When finished, you may hang up to deliver the.
Sorry about that.
All right, so it looks like now we're going to determine additional training requirements for the retake examination for the applicants.
Yes.
So let's go through them one at a time here. And we have applicant 132271. Well, that's a different number than what I have on my agenda.
It is applicant 109844.
All right. For hair design.
Yes. So this person tested from 2015 to 17 and did not come back to the office until August of 2022. And their score did improve. They did also do a 2-hour study review. They did additional a study review before and have had to retake a practical. So the practical is good. The last time this individual tested got 67%. So it's up to you guys to determine what you want them to do.
This is Tracy. So they took 6 tests between 2000, you said 15 and 17, and then
Yes.
just one more test in August of 22 with a 67.
Yes.
When did they take the, they did the tutoring session?
Yes. August 10th, they did the study review prior to taking the exam, and actually went up and got a 67 on it in comparison to the grades that they had before.
And can we offer another study session for them?
Yes, that's up to you guys. That would be great.
That's what I would suggest.
Okay.
I agree, Tracy. That sounds wonderful if we can give them something else to encourage them.
Okay. We will make that happen. Moving on to 112194. This individual has only had one study review. Actually, big improvement the last 2 times they tested into the 70s.
I think it'd be great to offer them another tutor as well, another tutoring session.
Okay. Do you want since it will be going into their 7th time, do you want a 1-hour study review or a 2-hour study review?
What did they have the last time?
I believe just the
70.
1 hour study review. And that was in May.
And we're still doing it where we're trying to have them do the study review right before they take the test, correct? Like they come in,
Correct.
They do the study review. Yeah. I mean, with a 70, I think 1 hour might be sufficient, but I'm open to suggestions if other people want more.
Yeah, we can try that, the 1 hour, get them back in there since they were, pretty close.
Right.
I would agree with the 1 hour. I feel like 2 hours right before a test, you're already so nervous and spending so much time on it that's going to wear your brain out more than help you at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to 132271. This
Amber,
is,
before we move on,
go ahead.
this is Amber. Before we move on, can I ask, how many times do we usually, or what has been the precedent for how many times we do a study before we encourage them to go back to school?
Well, they have the choice of, one, during these study reviews, to go back to school for additional training or come into us for the study review. In the past, the last board meeting, you guys had them do the study reviews. I know prior to that, you were sending them back to school or almost all the hours all over again, which I feel like that is kind of a hardship for anybody to go back to school. Bob, were you going to say something? Oh. Anyways, I feel like it's a hardship for somebody to pay to re-enroll into school and completely take all the hours over.
Yes, and I think we had talked about that. The reason why we wanted to do a study session was to allow, so that we didn't have to force folks to go back to school because we recognize the hardship. I think the question that I'm asking for clarification is, how many times did we decide how many times before we felt like maybe going back to school was actually a better solution? I think that's what I'm trying to ask. If we decided we would let them do 3 study sessions, and then after that they would need to go back to school.
Well, it's been 3 and then a study review, either school or study review, 3 more times. You know, they have to wait 30 days in between that 3rd and 4th time. After the 6th time, it comes to you. Usually they do a study review. And then after the 7th time is when you guys have in the past determined that they had to go back to school. But for example, one of the first ones that I talked to you about, it was after his 7th attempt, which he did get a better score. And yeah, the last one that we talked about was after the 6th attempt. So you guys are going to give the first one after the 7th attempt a additional training. So this one is only the going on to the 7th. They've taken it 6 times.
Okay, so then my question is, if we set precedent that even after the 7th they can still get a study session, is that something that we're going to have to stick to, or do we still have the flexibility to allow them to take another study review?
Nina, can I help you out a little bit? This is Heather Shepard, and I was the one who was doing them prior to moving. I've changed positions to regulatory, so I'm not over in that area anymore. So in the past, Amber, I think what you're asking, since we started doing the study reviews back in 2019, typically they have done 1 study review or gone back to education before they come to the board. Once they had to come to the board based on either failing the 6th or 7th time, kind of depending on, because there was a transition time from when the rule changed, the board would have them do 1 study review to up to 2 hours. Most of the time it's about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes before they test. And then, so then they've actually had 2 study reviews. And then if they had to come back to the board again, that's when you guys would make a decision of another study review might be helpful to them or actually going back to school. So typically most people had the option of 2 study reviews. It wasn't necessarily how many times they took the exam based on the fact that rules changed. Does that help?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that clarifies. Thank you so much.
This is Bob. May I also add to what Heather was saying and Tina, and to the question, it's a case-by-case basis. So if not all cases are the same, and the score, the length of time between each test, you know, all things, thus the report to the board, discussion and recommendation, because they're all different. So it's case by case, and precedent setting sure is important, but we're doing these case by case.
And also,
That's great.
I am looking at these because the individuals that tested 5 years ago and now has come back to start testing again, whether they went to another state or whether they had another job and then came back. That's also, you know, I'm glad Bob mentioned case by case, because some of those you really have to look at to determine how long has it been since they've been testing.
Yes, great. That's what I wanted to make sure, that we had the power and the flexibility, that we didn't have to like set some standard of like, okay, well, this is their 7th time, they have to go back to school because of the hardship. And I think that was one of the reasons why we had discussed creating this study session. So I just wanted to make sure we had the flexibility to let them test as much as, or go to a study session as many times as we felt it was appropriate. So thank you all.
Okay, so back to this applicant.
Which one is it, Tina, please?
It is 132271.
Thank you.
It's for barbering. They improved, well, they had improved and several months ago, and then they took it again, 68%. So they're getting close.
And they've had one study session already?
Yes.
And do we know if that was the 1 hour or the 2 hour?
1 hour. And they just recently had to retake their practical in May.
Well, this is Michelle. Another study session would help them.
Okay. Everybody in agreement to that?
And this is Bob. Is that for the 1 hour study review? Is this what you're talking about, Michelle? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, the next applicant, 138658. This is after the 7th attempt. It's in nails. The last exam they took, after their study review, they got a 71%. They only missed it by a few questions. They have had 2 study reviews with us, and have also went back to school for 40 hours additional training, and just retook the practical in March. So they were close.
Were both of the previous study sessions just an hour apiece?
Yeah, one was in 2021 and the other one was in June of this year. And the one at school was for 40 hours.
I mean, I would love to give them at least one more study session since they're so close.
This is Amber. Can we leave it up to your discretion whether it's 1 to 2 hours? Because maybe, you know, there might be, we can say 1 hour, but maybe they need a little bit longer, and so we can just say up to 2 hours, just in case. Because they're still very close.
Yeah. Okay. The next applicant is 140065. And I guess I should mention that most of these are English as second language. So this individual has only had 1 study review in 2021. And this is after their 6th attempt.
Is this person nails, hair?
It's laws and rules.
Doesn't matter.
Awesome.
Hey, this is Harold. So take me back said that the majority of these applicants are English as second language. So this individual talking about right now also could be advantageous or at least fair to have somebody who's language to be able to interpret. I'm just throwing that out. If
We
you
have
can help me out,
individual-
Rob or Tracy, that'd be great.
I can help you too. This is Tina. They do have to have somebody come into their study review that does speak their language. So they come in with somebody to help them through the study review, whether that be a staff member that speaks their language or someone of their choosing that comes in. These, we do have their exams already in their language. So, and I'm not sure, but this one might have a translator because we don't have it in their language actually come with them to translate the exam.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome. So this individual has taken it 6 times, has done 1 study review with us.
I mean, I think a second study review would be great. We probably, since it's a 60, we might want to encourage or suggest that it's the 2-hour.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do we need to go back, Tina? This is Tracy. Do we need to go back and address that at all with any of the previous applicants that we've been discussing today?
No, I think that you guys covered it to leave it up to us if it should be a 1 hour or 2 hour.
Mm-hmm. About the language difference, about English as not their first language. Is that anything that has everyone been has a translator or something like that to help facilitate them?
Yes, always.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the next applicant is number 143374. This individual got a 74%.
Oh, so
so close.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So has only done 1 study review, failed on the 6th attempt. So pretty sure hopefully they will pass the next time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Study review?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and last one, 146716. This is hair. This individual has requested accommodations now. So they had tested without asking for the additional, well, let me take that back. Had a separate testing room, but now has actually had doctor and has applied for ADA accommodations. The last time they tested, they got a 67. The 3 times before that, they were in the 70s.
Oh.
So now this individual will have accommodations.
Excellent.
And how many study sessions have they had?
Only 1.
Yeah, definitely another study session then. When this is Tracy, when they have accommodations like that, if it was someone like reading questions to them or anything like that, is that something that is facilitated or looked at during their study session as well?
Yes, everything's taken into consideration before the study review happens.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.
Do we need, Bob, do we need a motion for all of that?
No, I don't think so.
Excellent. Well, then we'll go to your reports.
All right, so we're going down to the new number 4, which is reports, the director's report. As we mentioned earlier, I am the interim director. Sylvie left us for sunnier places. And one thing that we're working on that won't affect this board too much is a new bill that's referred to as the TSA, or temporary staffing agencies. For medical, the temporary staffing agencies are going to be required to register with HLO under a new House bill or Senate bill. And we're in the process of building that. And Tracy just popped off my screen, but looks like she's still there. So other
I'm
than
here.
Okay. I was doing a real quick count to make sure we still had quorum, and we do. And so moving on to the licensing and fiscal statistical reports. Thank you. Licenses issued to barbers. In fiscal year 23, we've had a total of 30. So throughout the years, it's pretty static for those that are issued by the quarter. The spike in quarter 4 of 22, where there was 51. Licenses issued for hair design, same, fairly static, with a spike in quarter 4 of 22. That's 228. In the last quarter, we had 161 issued. Licenses issued for nail technology, again static with quarter 4 of 22, a slight spike. And recently 178 issued. Natural hair care, again quarter 4, a nice spike, and but relatively static. In last quarter there was 7 issued. Aesthetics, again quarter 4, a nice spike up to 433, and 306 in the current quarter of 2023. Independent contractors, very similar. Again, we're all spiking in quarter 4 with the number of licenses issued, and 263 in the recent quarter. Freelance, same thing, 62 issued in the last quarter. Cosmetology facilities, fairly static in the 200 range. Currently in this quarter, there was 200 issued. Renewals, they're fairly static. We're hoping that, and these are for whether they're online or paper, we're hoping to get those bars to reverse course and do more online. As in hair design, they've got the message. They're starting to do more and more by paper, online, and less by paper. Nail technology also. Natural hair care as well, mostly done online. Estheticians, the majority of theirs are online, but they're about almost 50-50. Independent contractors, the majority are online for renewal. Freelance authorization, I believe they do have to come in and take a test every few years, so that might be the reason that they are higher with paper. They'll just do it all at once. Cosmetology facilities, almost 50-50 with online versus paper, and online they're more and more doing it online. Licenses by age and gender, this does not include facilities, and it's a vastly female dominated license. Trends, as you can see, for the barbers, we're trending down. Same with hair design. And nail technology. And then natural hair care, on the other hand, there's an uptick, 168 in this last quarter. Estheticians, there's an uptick as well in this last quarter, and it has been steady for the last full quarter. Independent contractors, slight decline. Freelance authorizations, there was a decline. Now there's a uptick. Hopefully it continues to go upwards. Facility license, there's a good uptick in this last since quarter 2 of fiscal year 2022. And then the next slide, if everybody's following on the computer, I'll try and tell you, we're on the testing results. So I see Tracy shaking her head, and I'm trying to see what slide number that is so I can share with everybody else that might be on the computer. Almost there.
It's page 58 for me.
And it's page 58. Yes, correct. So what's showing is 2021, 2022, and the first quarter of 2023 with pass-fail rates. And I have no explanation on why 2016, as you see on the left side, while those numbers are, there's a lot of failed for barber. But the other professions on the following pages seem to flip, where we have more passing than failing. On the second page, towards the bottom, there's a flip back where we see about half failed, more than half failed, then passed the Oregon laws.
For Spanish, Bob.
Yes. So I don't have any answers at this point for all of that, why the numbers are the way they are. But does anybody have any questions with any of those reports?
No, but I have a comment. I think that we talked about like the barbers and the schools, and some of them used the right books and some of them didn't use the right book. So I think there is a correlation with some of it.
Sure. I recall.
That's out of our.
Go ahead, Michelle. I'm sorry.
No, but that, that's over HECC and oversight of that portion. That wouldn't, I don't think there's anything we can do about it.
True. Any other questions on those? So next slide is the financials for this board.
That's
I think you were saying depressing before I cut you off. I apologize.
No, I'm looking at the numbers. I'm just like, wow. Hope you have answers.
I'm gonna blame it on Sylvie. She's not here, so.
There you
No.
go.
No, I'm not gonna blame it on Sylvie. So as you can see, as far back as 2017, as this board report goes, this financial report goes, sure, we were in the black by far. And come 2020, excuse me, I would guess that a lot of that deficit came due to COVID. And then it continually got worse. But we had a rate increase, and in this current quarter, since July, we've kind of made some progress back towards the black. And hopefully we can continue that way and get your cash balance on the positive side. At the bottom of that report, Chelsea, you'll see some small numbers: shared assessment, small board examinations, and inspections. The reason why cosmetology, the examinations and inspections is such a large number, it's because we do the exams here, and we also go out and do inspections. So we do that for two boards, body art as well as cosmetology, and so there's a higher expense for the two boards. The shared assessment, all boards for the building, the electricity, rent, and all the things that HLO does. The boards keep HLO running. HLO does not have their own money. It's all board generated money through licensing fees and civil penalties and so on. So that number is shared through all programs. Okay. Any questions?
No, thank you.
Awesome. All right, next on the agenda is regulatory.
Hello, everyone. This is Trampus again, here to go over this regulatory report. So if you're looking at this regulatory report, you can see it's got 3 bienniums on it. And you can see also, if you go down to the bottom, you can see there was quite a bit of a spike in the 2021 biennium, that time frame. Part of that big spike was that we got a large number of complaints regarding the COVID restrictions. Those were all pretty much, when we handled those were handled through just an inspection process. So you can see that, it shows that we still have 111 open from that biennium, as well as 103, and so a total of 219. When I saw this report, I didn't think that looked right to me. So I went and did a little digging, and so, long story short, that number is really closer to about 170 currently open cases. I did some work last week since seeing this report to see what the issue was, and it looks like just in the transition between Bob moving to interim director and me moving over here, and then at the same time one of our admins was moving out to investigations and the new admin coming in. There just seemed to be some things that didn't all connect. The dots didn't all connect. And so I actually was able to close out quite a few of those because they had actually been completed or had come to a conclusion. So this report is a bit off. It shows a fair amount more than really is open, but you can kind of see the gist of what happened over the last 3 bienniums, where we got that large spike in the 2021 biennium of a lot of COVID complaints. probably otherwise things were pretty steady, and things are being open and closed at a fairly good, within some reasonable time frame. So, did anybody have any questions about this or about what I just said? Or
I don't.
no? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So again, we're going to skip over the policy report, which included the legislative concepts and some discussion about House Bill 2970. And we'll go to the new number 5, which is public and interested parties.
Okay, so at this time, the Board of Cosmetology will hear public interested parties' feedback. Members of the public, please wait until you have been recognized. Once recognized, please state your name and affiliation to the board for the record. And it looks like we have a Maria from the Lash Lounge.
Maria, are you on the phone? She's not. Okay, she didn't want to make comment.
And there isn't anyone else?
Michelle, this is Bob. We have 2 folks in the audience and neither one of them would like to make a comment at this time. And I'll ask the folks on the phone. Everybody on the phone, this is Bob Bothwell with HLO. Does anybody wish to make public comment? Did anybody wish to make public comment?
Did you hear me? This is Brenda.
I did not, Brenda. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Brenda. I'm not sure how much information personally that you want on us before we ask or comment.
First name, last name, and your affiliation with the board.
So my name is Brenda Lutu Clayton, and I am a fully licensed cosmetologist and 2 facility owner.
And your comment, ma'am?
I have a couple of things that I wanted to, but your guys' meeting so far that you were talking about the individual practitioners, taking the test and failing. I had 2 of those girls. One of them waited 7 months to be able to take her test from the time of graduating because of COVID and whatever restrictions the office was closed. She just had bad timing. And she did successfully, after 2 study sessions, complete it. So I just wanted to say kudos to whoever was doing those study sessions. It really helped her out. And eventually she did get her licensure, and we love her. So second thing I wanted to say is regarding salons who are fully equipped with people who do additional and ongoing education. And in Oregon, we've never recognized an apprenticeship for salons. It's never been, I was on the board before and it was shot down. I know Washington has one, and I would really like to revisit what we have to do, what program, whether we work with the Department of Education, that we can have some sort of alternative to the beauty schools that are producing applicants at this time. So whatever steps, I just kind of want to propose that to the board. It's something that is extremely necessary to the bottlenecking. It would create applicants in cosmetology and hair design and facial technology that were very specifically orientated to Oregon state laws, Oregon state regulation, and the kind of training that they need, as long as it's, you know, all the boxes are checked, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. So I'd really like to revisit that for the state of Oregon and what we need to do to get that done. The third thing I want to say is I've recently had an applicant come in as a person who is about to finish school. At least that was what she told us. And she was fully undocumented. So are we as business owners, isn't it required of cosmetology schools for them to have either a visa, some sort of work documentation for them to be in school? So that's my question to the board.
This is Bob. If I may, for the board, the last topic you mentioned, that would be something for you to bring to the Higher Education Commission.
Okay.
Thank you, Brenda. Do you have any more comments?
Nope, those were all of them.
Thank you very much. Was there anybody else on the phone that wanted to make comment? Hearing none, Michelle.
All right. Well, then this Board of Cosmetology meeting. Oh, wait. Is there any other board business?
This is Tracy. I was just wondering when we are going to have more discussions about the RAC for House Bill 2970. I know it got taken off the agenda today. When are we going to have more conversation?
So your next board meeting is in January, and depending on Sammy, she may be able to pull something together to get the board together to have that discussion. But with the holidays coming upon us in November and December, it may just wait until January's meeting.
So are they not having their October 26th meeting as well? The board, there's one that says the board certified advanced esthetician meeting approved the rules. Is that group going to approve, or where are we with that?
That's going to be put on hold as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and what you're referring to was taken off the docket, but for everybody's knowledge that sees the calendar, those are just proposed dates. None of that's been solidified.
Got it. Thank you.
But we will. Any additional questions? Certainly, you can email me or Sammy, and that have to do with the House bill, and we'll get it taken care. We'll put it together and get it on the board for the next board meeting, and get your questions answered. Just as a reminder, and for Chelsea's consumption, when you send us an email, don't include the entire board or anybody from the board. Send it to myself or to Sammy, who's your policy analyst, because what happens if you have more than 4 people, or if you have more than just yourself, you don't want somebody to construe that there's a board meeting going by email. And so we've got to be very careful of that. Okay. I see you shaking your head, so. All right.
Yes, thank you. I forgot I was muted. I was totally talking to you.
Go ahead, Michelle.
All right, so the Board of Cosmetology meeting is adjourned at 11:03 a.m. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Tracy, and congratulations.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.